Gandhigiri for Rahul. 134 days later, Rahul's return. BJP mocks, Congress hails return of the king. Are the decks cleared for the big 2024 war? Will 2024 be Modi versus Rahul again? Top focus on 5 Live.
Good evening and welcome. This is 5 Live. I'm Shiv Arur. Rahul Gandhi gets some much needed Gandhigiri from the Supreme Court. After 134 days of suspension, the stay has been put on his conviction in that defamation case. And now the decks are cleared for him to return as the Member of Parliament in the Lok Sabha from Kerala's Wayanad. But what do the next few steps look like? Rahul Gandhi came, sat for a press conference, said just one line and then got up. It was expected to be a larger interaction, very much on the lines of what Rahul Gandhi usually does when he interacts with the press. But he only had one line to say. Is the Congress keeping Rahul Gandhi under guard because they are afraid that he might say something that allows the BJP to pounce onto it and steal the narrative once again? They've had enough of his comments being twisted and made controversial. Well, the big question now is, with only 8 months to go for elections in 2024, what is Rahul Gandhi's role? We're going to look at that closely and debate that here on 5 Live. First, the headlines. Big win for Rahul Gandhi. Supreme Court puts Rahul's conviction in that 2019 defamation case on hold. Rahul hails the order, says truth always triumphs.
आज नहीं तो कल, कल नहीं तो परसों सच्चाई की जीत होती है। मेरा रास्ता तो क्लियर है। मुझे क्या करना है, मेरा क्या काम है, उसके बारे में मेरे दिमाग में बिल्कुल क्लैरिटी है।
All eyes now on Lok Sabha Speaker. Congress asks Om Birla to restore Rahul as Member of Parliament immediately. Birla awaits Supreme Court order copy. Big win for Hindu side in the Gyanvapi fight. Supreme Court allows Archaeological Survey of India survey to go ahead. Orders no excavation at the mosque complex. Police swing into action against new hate posts. 3 social media accounts under scanner for posts that fanned the riots. Over 2,300 videos from July 31st are currently being scrutinized. India Today has tracked down all 3 of the people you see on your screen. India Today has also tracked down the rioters' den after causing chaos in Nuh. They're hiding in the hills around their town, in the Aravali Hills. Police movement tracked from the hilltop. Police probe Aravali Hills after the India Today expose. Undeniable proof of where they're hiding. And I just wanted to play out for you Rahul Gandhi's first reaction after the Supreme Court verdict. He's put out a tweet saying the truth always triumphs. He's thankful for the outpouring of love and support. A tweet and a single line comment at a press conference where Rahul Gandhi was actually expected to say a whole lot more and perhaps even take some questions. There are a great deal of questions which we'll be asking. Here's what Rahul Gandhi said.
आप सबका यहाँ बहुत बहुत स्वागत। आज नहीं तो कल, कल नहीं तो परसों सच्चाई की जीत होती है। मगर जो भी हो, मेरा रास्ता तो क्लियर है। मुझे क्या करना है, मेरा क्या काम है, उसके बारे में मेरे दिमाग में बिल्कुल क्लैरिटी है। जिन लोगों ने हमारी मदद की और जनता ने जो प्यार और सपोर्ट दिया, उसके लिए मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूं। थैंक यू।
Well, smiles, wave, victory signs, and for the Congress party, it was a day of ecstasy, a day of celebration, justifiably so, for what they believe is a return of their king. But the big questions will now start to be asked over what Rahul Gandhi's real role is going to be in the opposition's war against the Modi government, with only 8 to 9 months to go for the next election in 2024. Remember, 2023 has many elections already, and then there's the big one in 2024. Rahul Gandhi has not been an MP for 134 days. Will he be part? The most immediate question, of course, is will he be part of the no confidence motion debate that takes place next week? 8th, 9th and 10th has been reserved for that no confidence motion against the Modi government. Will Rahul Gandhi be there or not? First, watch this report.
Massive relief for Congress leader Rahul Gandhi. The Supreme Court on Friday stayed his conviction in the 2019 defamation case over his Modi surname remarks. A three-member bench of Justice B.R. Gavai, Justice Sanjay Kumar and Justice P.S. Narasimha noted that the Surat Court did not specify the reason for awarding Rahul the maximum punishment in the defamation case. The top court observed that the ramifications of the lower court's verdict were great, as it led to his disqualification, affecting not just his rights but rights of his electorate too. The court, however, added that Rahul's comments were not in good taste and he should use caution while making public speeches. The Supreme Court's decision now enables Rahul Gandhi to return as an MP. The Congress will petition the Speaker to reverse his disqualification. Rahul is now free to contest the 2024 Lok Sabha elections.
आज बड़ा खुशी का दिन हमको लगा कि डेमोक्रेसी की जीत हो गई, संविधान की जीत हो गई, सत्यमेव जयते जो हमारा नेशनल सिंबल के नीचे लिखा हुआ रहता है, वो उसका जीत आज हुआ है।
The Supreme Court's stay on Rahul's conviction will be in place till the disposal of the main appeal in the case, which is currently pending before the Surat Sessions Court.
इस कानूनी प्रक्रिया में हम इस सम्मानीय फैसले का स्वागत करते हैं और आने वाले दिन में जब अब सेशंस कोर्ट में ये मुकदमा हम चलने वाला है, वह हमारी ओर से, समाज की ओर से कानूनी जंग जो है वो लड़ी जाएगी।
Congress leaders and workers across the country erupted in celebrations after the Supreme Court delivered its verdict.
While the Congress is celebrating the return of their Neta into the parliament, the BJP has seized upon the observation made by the Supreme Court that Gandhi, as a public functionary, as a senior leader, should have spoken with caution. Politics on the matter continues, but for now, legally, big relief for Rahul Gandhi as his appeal against his conviction continues in the Surat court. With Srishti Ojha and Kanu Sharda in New Delhi, this is Anisha Mathur for India Today.
Okay, just to make things very clear, let's try and answer some of those questions for you. Because remember, there's a stay on the conviction for Rahul Gandhi, but it does not automatically restore his status as a member of parliament. There's still some work to be done in that respect. What happens next? Rahul Gandhi will now have to submit a report on the Supreme Court verdict to the Lok Sabha Secretariat. He will have to formally request to be reinstated as an MP. It doesn't happen automatically as many originally believed. The Lok Sabha Secretariat will study the Supreme Court verdict And the order on Rahul's reinstatement will then be delivered by the Lok Sabha Secretariat by way of a document. There's no time limit on reinstating Rahul as MP, which is leading some to wonder whether there will be some controversy or politics on that front as well. Because remember that the no confidence motion is only a few days from now. Next week, it's on basically Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. I want to get some kind of clarity now from PDT Achari. He is arguably one of India's best-known constitutional experts. He's former Secretary General of the Lok Sabha as well. Mr. Achari, always good to have you. Thank you very much. Sir, Rahul Gandhi's conviction in the defamation case has been stayed. Can you explain to us, from your experience in the Lok Sabha, how soon will it be, or how soon could it be, before Rahul Gandhi is reinstated as a Member of Parliament?
See, when Rahul Gandhi was convicted last time, the Lok Sabha Secretariat issued a notification saying that consequent upon his conviction, he stands disqualified. That notification was issued on 24th March. So now, when the conviction has been stayed by the Supreme Court, so naturally they should issue another notification saying that consequent on the Supreme Court staying the conviction of Sri Rahul Gandhi, his membership stands restored. Something like that. There should be a communication, or there should be a notification coming from the Lok Sabha Secretariat.
PDT Achari, thank you very much for getting us that input. That gives us a little bit of clarity, but it still doesn't fully answer the question in terms of what that timeline is going to look like. And that's actually going to be crucial. Now, the big questions. The path is clear for Rahul's third try for the Prime Minister's chair. Is that what his mission is going to be now? A full attempt to become the Prime Minister in 2024? Question number 2. Will Team India, the India Alliance, name Rahul Gandhi their prime ministerial candidate? You've already seen people like Nitish Kumar, MK Stalin and a couple of others say they've got no problem with Rahul Gandhi as a prime ministerial candidate. Big question number 3. Will Rahul play a leading role in Team India? Will they play a leading role in Team India? What kind of role will that be? Question number 4. Does relief to Rahul help or harm the BJP? Already the BJP is playing it safe, saying this is just standard procedure. There are many other cases against him. But they're also mocking Rahul Gandhi and saying, well, him coming back into Parliament doesn't make a difference because he's got a terrible record and, at best, it'll give Parliament some levity. That's what senior leaders in the BJP have said on record about Rahul Gandhi gaining this relief. But I want to get a top-level political perspective on this, and no better than Rajdeep Sardesai, a consulting editor who's been tracking this story. He's actually in New. He's far away in New, tracking the after effects of the Haryana riots, but he's been kind enough to give me some time to join me for some perspective on this. Rajdeep, do you see Rahul now getting into, prime ministerial aspirant mode? How do the next 10 months look to you, sir?
Well, Shiv, Rahul Gandhi certainly has got a big breather with what the Supreme Court has said. But it doesn't necessarily mean that Rahul Gandhi automatically becomes the prime ministerial candidate of this India alliance. At the moment, my view is that the Congress within this alliance is at best a first among equals. Yes, Rahul Gandhi, to some extent, particularly post the Bharat Jodo Yatra, has acquired a certain persona as a magnet for anti-Modi forces. It was interesting that both in Patna and Bengaluru, the likes of Mamta Banerjee and other leaders from the regional fronts were reaching out to Rahul Gandhi. We are told that Arvind Kejriwal is also likely to meet Rahul Gandhi next week. So yes, Rahul Gandhi certainly is a focal point for the opposition in a sense at the moment. But to suggest that he is the Prime Minister candidate, I think would be an overstretch. I think the opposition is very wary of the fact of making this 2024 elections Modi versus Rahul. We saw what happened in 2014 and 2019. So despite the fact that Rahul Gandhi is likely now to get back his membership of the Lok Sabha, I don't see him being projected as Prime Ministerial candidate. But certainly it will enthuse the Congress even further. And the Congress for sure will put Rahul Gandhi right in the front of their campaign strategy. But from what I gather, the wider India alliance wants to localize this election and doesn't want to make it a personality contest or a leadership contest between Mr. Modi and Rahul Gandhi. So we'll have to wait and see how that delicate balancing act is achieved. Make Rahul Gandhi a focal point, but do not make the contest Modi versus Rahul Gandhi. That's the challenge in a way for the opposition.
Very, very interesting. It's going to have to, we're going to have to actually see over the next few days and weeks what kind of mold Rahul Gandhi actually slips into. It's going to be tantalizing because we've seen what happened in 2014 and 2019 as well. Rajdeep, thank you very much for that. Rajdeep, like I said, is reporting from Nuh in Haryana. His special ground report from that riot-torn area. You will see that at 9 p.m. on his show News Today. Now let's tell you why the Supreme Court gave Rahul Gandhi relief. Reason number one, just to be very clear, they said, the Supreme Court said, no reason, the trial court and the High Court gave no reason for giving maximum sentence. Reason number two, the ramifications of Rahul's disqualification are great. Reason number three, the disqualification affects Rahul as well as his electorate, because without Rahul Gandhi as MP, and he was disqualified for 134 days before it was stayed today, Wayanad in Kerala basically was without their member of parliament, and therefore the constituency was technically suffering from lack of representation in the Lok Sabha. So those were the broad reasons why the Supreme Court has stayed the conviction and cleared the path for Rahul's reinstatement as a member of parliament. Let's go straight to our political face-off now. Joining me live now is Adil Singh Boparai, spokesperson of the Congress Party, Neeti Jain, spokesperson of the BJP. Good news for the Congress Party, Adil. The mood is high. Everything's looking good. There were all smiles at that press conference. What next now? The big question now is whether Rahul Gandhi will be part of the no confidence motion proceedings next week. Only a couple of days to go. Is that going to be the immediate focus, Adil?
Well, Shiv, first and foremost, it's a vindication of the truth. It's a vindication of our position that Mr. Rahul Gandhi was treated arbitrarily. And responding to your larger question and to your presentation, the Congress Party and Mr. Rahul Gandhi does not hanker for positions and titles. Our struggle and our fight is for the aspirations of India. Our fight is against the divisiveness of the BJP's politics, and we will continue that fight, whether with titles or without titles. And coming to your question, now that the Supreme Court has rendered its decision and stayed the conviction, we hope and expect that the office of the Speaker immediately rescinds the disqualification, since it is the mandate of the Supreme Court. If they don't, obviously they'll be in contempt of the orders of the Supreme Court. It is a mere formality. All what needs to be done now is an intimation to the office of the Speaker. The office of the Speaker cannot sit in an adjudicatory role. It merely has to implement the order of the Supreme Court. So therefore, there is no discretion available with the Speaker. I want to jog your memory when Mr. Gandhi was erroneously convicted by the trial court. The office of the Speaker acted with great haste, or let me use another expression, acted with great expedition in disqualifying him. I sincerely hope and expect that they show the same degree of alacrity, they show the same degree of expedition and restore his membership. Coming to the issue at hand.
Complete your point, Adil.
Coming to the issue at hand, there are two things which are very clear, and we've been seeing this ad nauseum, Shiv. In the past 162 years of the codification of the Indian Penal Code, there has not been a single case where a court of law has rendered the maximum sentence for an offence of defamation / slander. So this decision...
Adil, let's take those one at a time. Let's take all these issues one at a time. I'll give you a chance to raise that point again. Let's just go to the specific point that Adil raised, Neeti, about the alacrity with which Rahul Gandhi was automatically disqualified when the conviction happened 134 days ago. By the same measure, he should be back as MP right now. Adil basically says, there shouldn't be any delay. It should, in fact, ideally happen today itself.
The Congress would want that to happen, but sadly, there is a procedure set for the Parliament, and not everything runs as per the Congress High Command. As per the rule, and please correct me if I'm mistaken, but as per the rule, the disqualification happens automatically, but the reinstatement would happen when there is an application given to the Lok Sabha Speaker, and
which
they are
I just
going to
read out,
study the entire. They're going to read out the entire Supreme Court order, and then they're going to take note of that. So there is a procedure to that. There is nothing that the BJP or the Congress can do about. Irrespective of that, the only thing, and Mr. Adil just said, in 160 plus years, there has been no such case. I think in the last 160 plus years, there may not be a leader who has more than 12 defamation cases against him across the country. So this is a man who is a habitual offender. He will go out, say whatever he wants, and then he will have a defamation case against him. The High Court judge has also said that he is a habitual offender, and which is why the people in public life need to be a little more careful about what they are saying, because it has a larger repercussion. So you may say, and this is also a stay, this is not an acquittal. Even the Supreme Court does not agree with the kind of statements that were made. And I honestly don't understand what makes Congress so happy, because this is Rahul Gandhi. He will come back and say something again, and you will again be in the same situation. It will be a 13th defamation case.
Is the BJP looking forward to Rahul Gandhi? Now there is a stay. Both of you are lawyers. The stay has happened, which means technically the path is clear for him to return as a member of parliament. Is the BJP now looking forward to Rahul Gandhi being back in parliament for the no confidence motion next week?
It is not for us to look forward to him being there. We were not looking forward for him to be out of the parliament either. I think it is completely up to Rahul Gandhi to be a little more responsible for his own party and for his own constituents as well. So where Rahul Gandhi stands, like you started your own debate with, why was Rahul Gandhi not in the press conference? Why is it that his party men don't want Rahul Gandhi in the election-bound states? So his entire Bharat Jodo Yatra completely ignored the states that were election-bound on their own. So if their own party is not looking forward for Rahul Gandhi to say anything, what is the BJP to be looking forward for him to say anything at all? Please tell me that.
Adil, the BJP says, we never looked forward to him exiting parliament, so there's no question of us looking forward to him entering parliament again. Rahul Gandhi is responsible for his actions. He's got all these defamation cases against him.
In this matter, we would love for him to lose all of his elections.
Adil, you want to respond to that?
Well, Shiv, there is no cure for BJP's hallucination, and I just wish them well. Since you've just informed me that my friend from the BJP is also a lawyer, so she should know that the order of the Supreme Court is the law of the land in terms of Article 141. The Speaker does not exercise any adjudicatory role. He merely has to see the order
and to follow procedure. That is all I'm saying.
Can I please respond? I didn't interrupt you, ma'am.
I'm just correcting you, so you're misquoting me.
The Speaker does not exercise any adjudicatory role. I mean, perhaps the BJP is scared. Maybe the BJP is scared. Maybe the BJP does not want Mr. Gandhi to participate in the no confidence motion.
She didn't say adjudicate, but there is a process.
No, please understand. Once the judgment comes, the Speaker, in all fairness, must revoke the suspension. Now, if
so there is an application that you need to give in to the Speaker, and there you have to request for the reinstatement.
She seems to be knowing everything. She's constantly interrupting me.
Neeti, let him finish. Neeti, let him finish. Otherwise, our viewers won't be able to hear both of you. Yeah, finish, Adil.
Send me the same courtesy. I did not interrupt you.
Yes.
The Speaker is bound. The Speaker is bound by the decision of the Supreme Court. Now, for some extraneous reason, if the BJP does not want to make Mr. Gandhi participate in the no confidence motion, that just demonstrates their bankruptcy and the fact that they are rattled. So I'll leave that for another discussion. Coming to the core issue, let me remind the BJP that Mr. Gandhi stands with 1.4 billion Indians. The Congress party is proud of
But they stand with him.
I just don't understand why is she constantly interrupting me.
Neeti, 1 second. Well, let him finish. Otherwise, the audio breaks.
Why are you so rattled?
Adil,
you should show the same degree of interruption to perhaps ask Mr. Modi to come and address the parliament on the Manipur issue.
Okay, let's not take this into another complete debate which we just finished before this.
Yes. Adil, let me complete. Give me 45 seconds.
Please.
There are 2-3 things, Shiv, which you need to understand and your viewers need to understand. The judgment of the Gujarat High Court has been set aside by the Supreme Court. My lawyer friend would, of course, know this now. The Supreme Court has stayed the conviction. By virtue of the stay of conviction, Mr. Gandhi's membership as a member of parliament stands restored. It is the Congress party's considered and thought out position that the entire defamation case was engineered by the Bharatiya Janata Party to stifle Mr. Gandhi, who is a beacon for truth, who is a beacon and somebody who has always struggled and strived for the people of this country.
Okay.
So therefore, today is a vindication in that sense. The larger question, it is not about personalities. India is of 1.4 billion Indians. There are issues which matter. And
But
today
Adil, whether you like it or not, the BJP is going to make it that. The BJP is definitely going to make it that, Adil. I'll come back to you. I know the point you're
give
making.
Me 30, she's interrupting me. Give me 30 seconds.
15 seconds. Adil, I'm almost out of time, so please just keep it short.
15 seconds. The BJP may want to make it about personalities because the BJP is perhaps driven by megalomania. But for the Congress party, it's the issues.
Okay.
It's about
See,
the
what
farmers.
Understand,
it is about
understood.
Divisiveness. It is
Point
about
made, Adil. I want one of the things that the BJP constantly hits Rahul Gandhi and the Congress with is Rahul Gandhi's parliamentary record. Now that data is there for all to see. It's in the public. It's
parliamentary record.
We have all of those. We have all of that stuff on our screen.
To come and address the Lok Sabha. He has time to inaugurate convention centers and go on foreign junkets. What is Mr. Modi's?
So I'm saying that. Neeti, the question to you now is, if Rahul Gandhi, because this is something immediate, it's something big that's going to happen in Parliament in form of the no confidence motion. If Rahul Gandhi, is not cleared to return as MP by that time, it'll be once again a finger pointed at the BJP saying, you guys have not allowed him to come back because you're scared.
Scared of Mr. Gandhi.
That is a natural, that's going to happen, Neeti, if he doesn't come and sit in the no confidence motion.
Shiv, they can have as much of finger pointing as they want, but the point that I was trying to make is that there is a procedure. The Lok Sabha speaker cannot adjudicate on the matter, but there is still a procedure. There needs to be an application that needs to be sent in. There is going to be a study of the order, and then the decision is going to be taken. So the Congress party or the BJP cannot go out and dictate the terms. So now you're doing the same thing. I was quiet when you were speaking now. The second point being, he did not answer my question, that Rahul Gandhi is being avoided by his own party men and the state leaders.
Who says?
Because your party does not want these people. Shiv, you asked me to be quiet. Now please ask him to be quiet.
No, you have made an
environment. Your own...
You're proud of Mr. Gandhi, I'm saying so.
No, please, you continue. If you don't want to listen to me, then you can just continue. You speak on your time and you speak on my time.
30 seconds left. Yes, quickly.
You're interrupting me. Now you
So
should know.
This is a party which does not want their own lead. Personality-driven election because you don't have a personality. You have a personality that your own party men are refusing to accept. And you are saying Rahul Gandhi stands with 1.4 billion people, but do they stand with him? That remains the question to be seen because Rahul Gandhi has been a repeat offender and he is going to go ahead and do something else. So your short-lived happiness, you can be happy about that as much as you want.
The thing about
30 seconds.
15 seconds. Completely out of time. Yes. Okay. 15 seconds.
As a spokesperson of the Congress party, let me just put this to rest. The Congress party and every worker of the Congress party is proud of Mr. Rahul Gandhi. I think
let your state units say that as well, no? Why is it that your state units don't want Rahul Gandhi to come campaign in any other state?
Again and again, that's up to her. It's a free world. We are proud of Mr. Gandhi.
And viewer, the suspected Pakistani link to the Mewat fire stands completely established and revealed. That we're going to do right now. YouTuber Ehsan Mewati, Pakistani. That was what you thought his name was because that's his social media handle. Today we're going to tell you what his real name is. We've also tracked down this particular individual in Pakistan across 3 locations. This is a big second tranche of our investigation into the social media poison, not just here in India but also in Pakistan by this individual and perhaps some others into what was unfolding in Mewat. This particular individual was using Pakistani government IP addresses. This YouTuber was spewing venom and live streaming Even as the riots were actually playing out, he had suspiciously accurate ground inputs even while the stones were flying and the shots were being fired. Who is this man and how did he have access to such information? Now, India Today was the first to reveal that this hate-monger, YouTuber Ehsan Mewati Pakistani, was actually based in Pakistan. Yesterday's report on 5 Live has gone viral on social media. He was the one whose videos mocking the Haryana police and the administration and inciting violence against cow vigilante Monu Manesar was going viral before and during the riots, at the peak of those clashes as well. His video and videos have acquired 145,000 reactions in just 48 hours. In part 2 of our expose, we reveal that this YouTube handle, run by this individual who calls himself Ehsan Mewati Pakistani, runs under the registered email zishanmushtaq668@gmail.com. This man's name is Zishan Mushtaq. Ehsan Mewati Pakistani is an alias he uses online. Zishan Mushtaq is a Pakistani national who's got skin in the game in Mewat and has been inciting tensions and calling for violence in that area. We have an intelligence report in our hands exclusively that has tracked down his location from mid-July to the 27th of July to the 31st of July when the violence began in Nu, and it suggests that he travelled from Islamabad to Kot Mumin in the Sargoda area of Pakistani Punjab and finally to Lahore. He's been tracked down to all of these places. A Pakistan government IP address was what he had logged in through during the initial videos on July the 27th, and then a different broadband connection was used by him in Lahore on the 31st of July. He went to a village called Kot Mumin on the 27th of July. He recorded a video from there as well. On the 1st of August, he reached Lahore, where his IP address then changed suddenly from the government to a private internet services provider. While uploading the video on the 1st of August, he was just 1 kilometer away from the Chief Minister of Punjab's secretariat. So he was in a VIP area or not far from a VIP area, and this particular individual with unsettlingly accurate ground inputs of what's happening in Haryana was relaying them to a vast audience on YouTube through a live video. Well, India Today has hunted down the new inciters and a troubling sequence of unchecked aggression propagated through social media. Were there personal grudges that led to the communal violence? Let's find out.
तो गाइस कल नूह में फिर दोबारा प्रोटेस्ट है और सारे मेवात वहां पहुंच रही है।
आपका मकामी थाना ना रहे, हाथ पैर तोड़ दो, छिड्डी छिड्डी कर दो।
A troubling sequence of unchecked aggression propagated through social media. India Today hunts down the provocators. We reached Monu Manesar, the 30-year-old cow vigilante whose initial announcement about attending the VHP Yatra on Monday in Nu stirred passions.
जो भी गो तस्कर है, जो वहाँ पे क्राइम करते हैं, ये सब उनका करा धरा है। साइबर क्राइम थाना फूंक दिया उन्होंने, सब उनकी बदौलत है।
We tracked down another instigator, Bittu Bajrangi, who had issued inflammatory videos on his way to Nu to attend the yatra.
हम कोई हाव लड़ करते तो हम जिम्मेवार होते कि हमने कोई वहाँ जाके गलत हवाबाजी करी है या कोई तलवार लहराई है या कुछ करा है। हम शांति से गए हैं।
अगर CIA पुलिस किसी गांव में बिना इंफॉर्मेशन के घुसे, आपका मकामी थाना ना रहे, हाथ पैर तोड़ दो, छिड्डी छिड्डी कर दो।
We go after the rabble-rousers on the other side of the communal divide. This is Mohammad Jabir, a 31-year-old man from Rajasthan, a cousin of Junaid and Nasir, whose charred bodies were found in Feb in Haryana's Bhiwani. The two suspected to have been killed by cow vigilantes. Just days preceding the mayhem in Nu, Mohammad Jabir called for assault on police in Faridabad, accusing the cops of killing a Mewat-based cybercrime suspect in custody.
अगर CIA पुलिस किसी गांव में बिना इंफॉर्मेशन के घुसे, आपका मकामी थाना ना रहे, हाथ पैर तोड़ दो, छिड्डी कर दो.
His provocative speech went viral, triggering tit-for-tat reactions on social media. A perfect recipe for communal trouble. When confronted by India Today, Jabir resorted to the same tactic as other inciters. Played victim of alleged aggression and defended his own actions as rightful.
उस वीडियो में आप ऐसा क्यों कह रहे हैं कि कोई भी पुलिस वाला आए तो गांव में उसको मारना पीटना?
मैं जी इसलिए कह रहा हूँ उस वीडियो में कि फरीदाबाद के अंदर फरीदाबाद साइबर थाना जो यहाँ से साइकिल को उठा के ले जाता है, जो पुलिस की तैयारी करता है साइकिल, और एक पेपर उसने पास भी कर लिया और उसको ले जाके वहाँ जाके मार देते हैं. जब मार देते हैं तो हम यहाँ से जाते हैं और वहाँ वही तानाशाही वाला रौब देखते हैं उनको कि भाई पुलिस की वर्दी में चोर भी आते हैं, लोकल वर्दी पहन के चोर भी आते हैं. क्योंकि अगर हमारा स्थायी थाना है, पुलिस ओरिजिनल है, तो जनाब वो स्थायी थाने को इत्तला करके आएगा. तो इसलिए हमने कहा अगर स्थायी थाने को इत्तला करके नहीं आए, हो सकता है चोरी हूँ, डकैती हूँ, हो सकता है कोई लूट खसोट करने वाले हूँ सादा वर्दी में, तो इसलिए वो कहा.
लेकिन अगर कोई आपके यहाँ आता है, अनआइडेंटिफाइड आदमी भी है, मान लेते हैं, लेकिन उसको मारना पीटना क्या सही रहेगा?
देखो जी, मारना पीटना बिल्कुल भी सही नहीं है, लेकिन हम रोज रोज शिकार हो रहे हैं, रोज रोज हमारे साथ में वारदातें हो रही हैं, घटना हो रही हैं, तो हम इस हिसाब से कह रहे हैं कि भाई सावधान रहें, सतर्क रहें. और ये नहीं कि मेरा जो बयान है उसको कल मैंने टीवी पे देखा था, जोड़ा जा रहा है नूह वाली घटना से, मैं इसका खंडन करता हूं बिल्कुल.
Trademark defense, denials and justifications of social media incendiaries. When prodded further, Mohammad Jabir revealed his personal grudges with Monu Manesar, the man under investigation for the murder of his cousins from Bharatpur in Rajasthan.
जो आपने बोला वो इस तरीके से था कि वो प्रोवोकेटिव था, भड़काऊ था, इंस्टिगेट कर रहा था, लोगों को उत्तेजित कर रहा था कि पुलिस के खिलाफ आपको लड़ना है, और आपकी शिकायत मोनू मानेसर से भी है.
उससे तो जी सबसे पहले शिकायत है, मेरे भाइयों का कातिल वही है, मेरे भाइयों को जिंदा उसी ने जलाया है. गोपालगढ़ से उठा के फिरोजपुर सियाई है उसके साथ में थी और वहाँ लोहारू के जंगल में जाके जलाया. तो मेरे भाइयों को किसने जलाया? मोनू मानेसर 302 का मुलजिम है, उससे तो सबसे पहले शिकायत है.
आप जाबिर, ऐसा लगता है कि आपका कानून से भरोसा उठ गया?
सर भरोसा इसलिए उठ गया, मेरे दो भाई जो जलाए थे, अगर कानून होता तो बजरंग दल वालों को किसने अनुमति दी है जलाने के लिए? आप बताइए.
नहीं, उसमें लोग पकड़े गए हैं.
नहीं सर, पकड़े गए 3 मुलजिम पकड़े गए. अभी कितने पकड़े गए? 3 मुलजिम पकड़े गए. मैन मुलजिम है, जो मास्टरमाइंड है, मैन जो मारने वाला है, जलाने वाला है, वो अभी भी खुला घूम रहा है और फिर चैलेंज दे रहा है कि मैं आ रहा हूँ, तुम्हारा दामाद आ रहा है, तुम तैयार रहना. इस पे अंकुश लगता तो शायद आज मेरा मेवात बच जाता जलने से.
Social media turns into a battleground through the smokescreen of personal vendettas. Grudges fuel the fires of intolerance. With Nitin Jain, Bureau Report, India Today.
So what can India do? India can act against instigators like Jabir, like Bittu Bajrangi and the others who were all pouring social media poison for days together before the riots happened. But what does India have in terms of options to act against? Let's put those visuals on our screen as quickly as possible. Against people like Ehsan Mewati, Pakistani. What can the Indian government do against people like him who are sitting pretty in Pakistan? Jitin Jain, cybersecurity expert, Vikram Singh, former Director General of Police of Uttar Pradesh, both with me. Let's get a perspective. Jitin, first to you. This was not just some random YouTuber. This was a guy who had, alarmingly accurate ground inputs and information. He was live streaming information before, during the riots. He acted as an instigator, and then he was practically covering the riot live in terms of, capturing what was going on, revealing details about where the police were, etc. This is a man who was, more than just someone who was looking for likes and shares.
No, I mean, you're perfectly right. See, this is not the first time. This is what happened in Delhi riots. This is what was happening during the farmer riots. This is what is happening in Mewat now. I mean, thank God you have put out the IP address details and location details of this guy. Otherwise, I'm sure, some liberals on the show would have been claiming that the Modi government is shutting down some freelance journalist who has got 145,000 viewership. So this is what has been happening. I mean, we saw government trying to ban 1,300 odd accounts which are operated out of Pakistan, spreading venom propaganda and creating religious tensions in India during farmer protest. And out of 5 million people who were speaking against the government decided to ban 1,300 odd suspicious accounts. And the people say that, look, government is trying to stifle the free voice, free speech, banning some free journalists. I mean, every YouTuber sitting out of Pakistan working on the paid roles of Aspire today in terms of our liberal media has become a freelance journalist. I mean, if government tries to say that, okay, if you're running let's say, online news portal, please tell us who are you, who is the responsible person, please register the main administrator or the owner of this portal with the government. I mean, there's a UN cry. I mean, tell me which mainstream media publication would want to hide the editor or owner of that publication?
Yeah.
I mean, anybody doing genuine, responsible journalism would always reveal their face. I mean, we have become a banana republic. Any attempt to curb fake news, any attempt to do fact check, any attempt to fight disinformation, any attempt to fight propaganda has been met with resistance from the liberal community or the political opposition parties. The problem is that we have failed to realize that India is at a perpetual war with ISPR.
Yeah.
It is not these 30, 50 odd terrorists Pakistan sends every month which get killed in the valley. It is thousands of people. ISPR is brainwashing every month, radicalizing every month. So
no, this is very true. Pakistan may be at a historic low right now, but that doesn't mean that its war with India is going to soften at any stretch. Dr. Singh, apart from the ISPR, the ISI, etc., there is reason to believe that there is more to more that meets the eye than just some random Pakistani YouTuber in the wilderness trying to harm India, because he was using 11 phones, 2 phones, 11 email addresses, 3 different locations, unusually accurate sense of what's happening on the ground. This has all the telltale signs of being an organized attack, sir.
Absolutely. I totally agree with Mr. Jatin Jain, and whatever has been mentioned by him. It is too simple. His educational qualifications and his dialect and accent show that he is basically illiterate, but he has in the payroll of the ISI trained and doctrined and trained very well to move around. You have exposed his game plan by giving his IP address and his geographical locations, because he was being supplied by video footages real time. They were supplied. The $1 million question is who supplied and how, and they were again recast and rebroadcast on from his IP address to give the impression that he was actually moving around Mewat. This insidious movement, and also the attempt to slow poison and create an element of fear, disinformation, fake news and deep fake news, goes to show that ISI is eyeball deep in all the disturbances that happened. This is an eye-opener. I must compliment you for exposing this Mewati who claims to be a Mewati, yet he's a Pakistani. And if he's a Pakistani, and I'm sure he is a Pakistani, this game has to be exposed. Now, the legal options are that we need to take it up by the IT Act, as also I know Pakistan is going to do nothing, because Pakistan is as much complicit as Mewati himself. Correct. But what we can do is to identify the foot soldiers, identify them, nail them, and of course, we have a job to perform, and that job is to prevent spread of rumors and expose the likes as you had of Mewati and others.
Jitin, is there anything more that can happen apart from the IT Act, blocking, making sure that these YouTube videos get taken down, or is the only solution counterattacks?
No, of course you must block this, fake accounts. Obviously you must take action. But I think on one last point, I disagree with Vikram Singh, sir. You see, लातों के भूत बातों से नहीं मानते. For a country which calls Hafiz Saeed as a peace-loving NGO worker, which disowns Kassab, will never act against these hate mongers which are working on their own payrolls. I think the only action is that we must expose the larger designs, the complete groups which are working on the payrolls.
It's a bigger conspiracy for sure.
and expose Pakistan as a factory of coordinated disinformation and a worldwide hate, religious hatred and radicalization factory of the world. I think Pakistan today is standing on a crossroad where in one hand एक भीख का कटोरा है, दूसरे हाथ में एक रिलीजियस हेट्रेड का एक डंडा लेके ये लोग घूम रहे हैं. And let me tell you, I think somewhere down the line it is inertia of our own system. We have completely failed to counter this Pakistan-based information warfare. We have completely failed to educate our own society, our own political parties, that we must speak in one unanimous voice when it comes to this Pakistan propaganda. It is not about Hindu versus Muslim. It is purely Pakistan versus a stable, peaceful, peace-loving Indian society. And I think last point I want to make, I think we must give Pakistan a taste of its own medicine.
No, I agree. I completely agree with that, and I wanted to go back to Dr. Singh for another point, but unfortunately I'm told by my producers I'm out of time. However, we will take this discussion forward another time, maybe today or tomorrow. But all I want to say is what these findings basically suggest is that the Mewat issue has gone from being a law and order situation into an internal security, a potentially internal security situation that we need to look at very, very carefully, handled by an external adversary. Those are some of the implications of what we're talking about here. We'll keep a track of that story. Many other media channels forced to pick up the Ehsan Mewati story today as a result of India Today's investigation. We welcome that. Everyone should be covering the big story of the day. Thanks for watching 5 Live.